Everybody, welcome back to The Dive. Joining us on the show today is Justin Cochrane from Carbon Streaming Corporation. But before we bring Justin on, I'm just going to quickly remind you to tap on that subscribe button. Hey Justin, welcome back to The Dive.
Thanks, Cassandra.
Okay, so since our last conversation in June, a lot has changed. To begin, let's look at the NEO Exchange listing. What factors influenced your decision, and is there a reason you chose the symbol NETZ?
Yeah, when we started the company about 2 years ago, we always the goal was to take this to the public markets and bring the company public. So we chose the NEO. They've been just a fantastic group to work with as NEO Exchange, and excited to finally have the company listed after almost 2 years of putting the company together. The NETZ symbol, NETZ, stands for net zero. So that's the reason we chose that symbol.
Yeah, makes sense. I like it. Okay, so you also announced the company listing on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. What attracted you to the European market and why now?
Yeah, it's really the same idea with the NEO in Canada. In Frankfurt, we do have a number of U.S. shareholders. We have shareholders from over 80 countries invested in carbon streaming today. But Europe is really the center of carbon finance and has been for the last decade. So we wanted to provide an easier avenue for European shareholders to buy into carbon streaming. So that was the real justification for Frankfurt. And I've had a bit of experience with Frankfurt Listing with my past companies, and I find that market works extraordinarily well.
So you also entered into a carbon streaming agreement with Infinite Earth. How can the Rimba Raya Project drive your growth higher?
Yeah, Rimba Raya is, arguably the best, if not one of the top carbon projects in the world. We were extremely excited to finally get this agreement announced. Rimba Raya generates over 3.5 million carbon credits a year. And Infinite Earth is a tremendous partner, a proven project developer that's looking to develop additional blue carbon projects throughout the Americas. So very excited to ink that first major streaming transaction with Rimba Raya and the strategic alliance and partnership with Infinite Earth.
And you recently completed a $104.9 million US private placement. How do you intend to use the net proceeds from this?
Yeah, so that put our cash balance to almost $140 million. We've got an incredibly active corporate development pipeline, investment pipeline of close to $600 million in opportunities that we're looking at. So with that, the proceeds from this financing will be used to invest in these projects, accelerate our investment portfolio, and we intend to have 20 million credits on an annual basis locked up before the end of the year. That's our target.
Awesome. Okay, so what factors are you considering when looking for investment opportunities?
So primarily we're looking at the quality of the projects that we're investing in. We want projects that will be around for 20, 30, 40 years, in some cases longer. But we're looking for proven project developers, much like in Infinite Earth, who, as I said, has developed one of the world's leading carbon projects. And so we're looking for similar type projects where we have a lot of confidence that we'll be able to find buyers for those credits. And through the generation of those credits, generate cash flow for our shareholders and our investors, which we can redeploy into new opportunities.
Sounds great. Okay, so many companies are discussing setting net zero emission objectives and have stated plans to achieve this goal by 2050 or sooner. How realistic do you view this timeline?
Very, very realistic. There's almost 2,000 companies worldwide that have now committed to being net zero, and that number seems to grow by the day. There is a real push from the investor community, both retail and institutional, but primarily institutional investors, to force companies to offset their carbon footprint. Climate is the number one ESG issue that's facing these companies today. And I believe that pushing, as you've seen in Chevron and Exxon and many other energy companies, that pushing is coming now. So I believe many of these companies will pursue those targets by 2030. if not 2040. So very believable, and I do, as I said, I believe the number of companies that are going to be doing this is going to grow, by the day.
Mm-hmm. All right, Justin. Well, thank you so much for coming on and giving us the update today.
Thanks again for having me, Cassandra. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back again tomorrow, but in the meantime, you could always check out that video.